the sun. From the earth to the sun, we are traveling on the race.
Hi everybody, it's Taurus from the cosmos within us, and today during this short video I'm going to be sharing my insights and some information about Venus in Taurus and Venus conjunct Uranus, which is happening actually today, but a few more days we're going to be under this planetary alignment, and Venus in Taurus will be for another 12 days, almost 2 weeks. So it's good to know where to direct our thoughts and meditations. So again, we're going to be talking about Venus in Taurus conjunct Uranus. So before we will put it all together, those three components, is good to understand each of them kind of separately. So Venus, then Venus in Taurus, and then what Uranus brings into the mix. Venus is called the planet of love, and definitely the connection is there. In our birth chart, Venus represents our concept of love, how we understand love, how we give love, and how we receive love. Venus also rules beauty and arts, aesthetics. In birth chart, the position of Venus gives some information about the person, aesthetics and preferences about, aesthetical things, looks and image. Venus also represents our dreams, our needs, the things that we want, sometimes our desires, also how we mingle, how we function in a group of friends. But for me, kind of a definition of the Venus is, of course, difficult to give one simple definition of the planet because it manifests itself on a different levels. Was it Liz Green or Stephen Arroyo wrote that Venus symbolizes our capacity to attract and magnetize the things that represent certain value for us. Venus as a ruler of Taurus represents also our system of values. So what we value and how are we going to reach for it. Venus rules two signs, Libra and Taurus. And Libra and Taurus are two different aspects of Venus, or two different dimensions, two different levels of the manifestation of the same planet. Venus in Libra is more socially oriented. Libra is one of those signs that always looks for an input from other people. So Venus in Libra will be paying attention to other people's needs, to rules, regulations, will play nice, will try to fulfill demands, fulfill expectations, obey certain codes, try to include everybody, and try to not upset anybody. Taurus is a earth element sign, so Venus in Taurus is much more physical, much more sensual, much more instinctive, much more visceral. I would even say primordial. It represents our primordial needs, and it represents what comforts us, what gives us a comfort, pleasure, what we like. Venus as a planet that rules love also represents certain level of love, we could say. When it comes to relationships, Venus represents what tastes good in our mouth, we could say, not necessarily what nourishes us on a very deep level, on the level of the soul. That is probably Moon in the relationship. Venus is much more what we like. Sometimes we, meet somebody and there's a voice inside us that like, oh, I could be like that person, I really like the vibe of the person, the way the person, the presence of the person, the way the person speaks, the person dress, the image. I could be a little bit like that person. That could be, Venus talking as well. So today we're having Venus in Taurus conjunct Uranus. Uranus is a planet that always asks for freedom. It is also a planet of rebellion. Against what? Mostly against the status quo, against everything that has been imposed on us, everything that restrains us and doesn't allow us to really do what we want very often. This can be that kind of young voice that we are against that, we don't want that, we want something else. Uranus is the planet which puts us in touch with our own individuality and uniqueness. Is a planet that always is asking for freedom or asking about the freedom. What about our freedom? It is also a planet of revolution and rebellion, changes. All this time when Uranus is in Taurus, it brings a revolution, the system of values for all of us. But right now, this conjunction of Venus and Uranus is a ending of a old Uranus-Venus cycle and the beginning of a new one. So it's a kind of new moon phase of this cycle, and it's happening in Taurus, which is a domicile of Venus, but as we said, it focuses the changes on a certain aspect of Venus, which is represented by Taurus. So how to make sense out of it, how to put it all together? Venus in Taurus connects us with what we really like and what we need in order to feel good, what comforts us, and what just feels good to us. Uranus also helping us to say no to what we don't want anymore. So on one hand, Venus in Taurus is helping us to feel like this is what makes me sing, this is what makes me fly, this is what makes me feel good, I really love those things, which is what gives me joy and pleasure. Uranus, it's helping us to really point on the things that are not that we really don't want anymore, that are limiting us. And it might be a little bit hedonistic combination, but I think what's the most valuable for us to take is this connection with what we really love and what really satisfies us, what gives us joy and pleasure and happiness, without psychological over complicating things. A Venus in Taurus is this kind of a situation. It doesn't make you feel good. If yes, then it's good. If no, then no. It's as simple as that. Uranus gives more energy and more edge to the choices we're making. Uranus brings this vibe of a young age and youth, when we are much more radical about our path, about our dreams, and about things that we want and the things that we don't want. Also, all the things that we do in the name of our growth, disciplining ourselves, postponing a gratification, exercising patience, developing acceptance for the things that we can't change, and acceptance that we are not getting what we want sometimes. Focusing on the higher things in the name of growth, in the name of higher things, sacrifices that we are making every day. Developing qualities that comes from a discipline and the renunciation of a sensual pleasures. So this time is asking us to look again on our system of values, to re-examine the certain choices that we made and the path that we took, certain route that we took, especially those of you who are very disciplined. And by any means, I'm not telling you to abandon your disciplines, but to look again at your approach and the motivation to be disciplined and to impose all the kinds of limitations that we impose on ourselves all the time. This conjunction is reminding us that everybody have a right to be loved and to look for love and to look for the close relationship with other person and to be more or sometimes less successful in pursuits for that, and it is okay, and there's nothing wrong with you. And if you are a very disciplined person, sometimes you want to ask yourself to slow down and ask yourself, are you not pushing yourself too hard? Maybe from time to time it is okay to have this huge pie with a cream on top, and to go and spend some money on the new clothes if it makes you feel good, or to spend some money on the new furnitures for your apartment, for your home, to bring new colors, new vibrations, new look, new vision. Uranus brings changes. Venus in Taurus is very aesthetic. Venus also rules our heart. So this conjunction is definitely helps us to see what does not belong to our heart. It kind of reconnects us with that unique part of ourselves, what we want and what we have to offer. And again, Venus in Taurus is very artistic and creative time. Venus symbolizes the beauty, harmony. Taurus is the sign that gives things a form, a physical form. So it is great to get involved in any kind of artistic projects or any kind of artistic expression of what we are going through right now, what we feel. Uranus connects us with our uniqueness. Venus in Taurus is what makes us feel good, what gives us joy and pleasure and what we want. So if you feel disconnected, you feel that at some point you might have lost it, this is a great time to get it back. That what really connects us with this very unique blueprint that is down there in every one of us. And whenever we follow the voice, whenever we are in touch with that part of ourselves, it gives us a joy, it gives us a pleasure, a fulfillment, and a satisfaction. So trust your heart and create a space in your life in order to be able to bring out unique part of yourself, that unique special thing that only you have to offer and to share it with the world. That's it for today. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining. Subscribe to the channel if you liked it, and see you next time. Bye bye.
We are like travelers